Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar RV channel, your go-to platform for facts, not fiction, about Iraq's currency and economy. Today's update is one of the most compelling yet. For months, there's been anticipation around the revaluation, RV, of the Iraqi dinar. Investors, citizens, and currency watchers around the world have been waiting for a major breakthrough. But now, emerging reports suggest a troubling shift. The RV may be facing deliberate obstruction. Who is responsible, and why would they block it? Let's break down the facts. Mounting anticipation turns to silence. Earlier this year, expectations around the Dinar RV were at an all-time high. Analysts speculated, forums buzzed, and exchange rates were monitored around the clock. Optimism was in the air, but now that excitement is fading. Government officials have gone quiet. Discussions appear to have stalled, and sources on the ground are revealing a more concerning narrative. A calculated effort by influential political factions to freeze the RV process. A battle over power, not policy. What's happening isn't just bureaucracy moving slowly, it's about control. Several high-level sources suggest that powerful figures within Iraq see the RV as a threat to their influence. Why? Because a revalued dinar would likely usher in transparency, tighter financial regulation, and foreign oversight. That might benefit the public and attract global investors, but it poses risks to those profiting from corruption, currency manipulation, and backdoor deals. These interests are reportedly leveraging their power to stall budget approvals, delay economic reforms, and cloud public discourse. It's not incompetence, it's intentional resistance aimed at maintaining the current power structure. Financial reform, the missing piece. For any RV to become reality, Iraq must first stabilize and modernize its financial infrastructure. Economists warn that Iraq's banking system is outdated and inefficient, lacking the technological and regulatory frameworks needed for international confidence. Attempts at reform have been made, but most hit brick walls in parliament or get stuck in layers of red tape. Political infighting has paralyzed decision-making, and the institutions needed to support a revalued currency remain underdeveloped. Without meaningful reforms, any currency adjustment would be premature and potentially disastrous. The 2025 budget crisis. One of the clearest signs of dysfunction is the stalled 2025 federal budget. This budget is critical to setting the economic direction Iraq needs to follow for the RV to move forward. Yet negotiations over oil revenue distribution, salaries, and regional funding have turned into a political standoff. Without a passed budget, the central government lacks the financial blueprint necessary to implement reforms. It's like trying to drive without a roadmap. The RV depends on economic clarity, and right now, there's only chaos. The role of the central bank. Any successful revaluation must be led by a credible, capable Central Bank of Iraq, CBI. But the institution is currently facing numerous setbacks. Leadership positions remain unfilled or temporarily staffed. Upgrades to banking infrastructure have been slow, and international observers have raised concerns about Iraq's ability to combat money laundering and fraud. If the CBI is to guide the RV, it needs political backing, technical capacity, and trust, both from the Iraqi public and the international community. At the moment, that confidence is lacking. Regional pressures and hidden hands. There's also a geopolitical dimension to this story. Some experts believe regional powers, particularly Iran, have a vested interest in keeping Iraq economically weak and dependent. A strong, independent Iraqi economy could reduce reliance on Iranian exports and trade influence. Analysts suggest that certain factions, perhaps with foreign encouragement, are deliberately obstructing reforms that would lead to a dinar revaluation. This regional chess game further complicates Iraq's already fragile path toward financial autonomy. The IMF's cautious stance. International institutions, such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, have not opposed the RV outright, but have emphasized the need for structural reforms first. These include reducing public payrolls, phasing out subsidies, increasing tax efficiency, and building foreign reserves. While these measures could pave the way for a stronger dinar, they're politically risky. Leaders fear public backlash and social unrest, especially at a time when many Iraqis are already facing economic hardships. Public sentiment. Hope. Turning to anger. On the ground, frustration is building. Many Iraqis who once had faith in the RV process now feel misled. Inflation is rising, jobs are scarce, and government promises remain unfulfilled. Protests over wages, power shortages, and public services are becoming more frequent. There's a growing gap between what officials say and what people experience. And if that gap continues to widen, it could lead to nationwide protests and renewed calls for government accountability. Not a dead end, a delay. So should dinar holders be worried? It depends on your perspective. The path to revaluation is undoubtedly more complicated than once thought, and delays are likely to continue. But that doesn't mean the RV is off the table forever. Rather, it's on pause until the right political and economic conditions are in place. Think of it like a flight waiting for clearance. The destination hasn't changed, but takeoff is postponed until systems are checked and weather clears. A new timeline and political reshuffling. Some insiders suggest that any real movement on the RV will come only after major political changes, perhaps new elections, a reshuffling of leadership, or a renewed commitment to reform. A post-2025 window is now being discussed as a more realistic target. That may disappoint those who expected immediate results, but it also keeps hope alive. If Iraq's leaders can rise to the occasion, there's still a chance for progress. What you can do. If you're holding Iraqi dinar, here's what matters most right now. 1. Stay informed. Follow credible updates, not rumors. Focus on official announcements and expert analysis. 2. Be patient. Currency revaluations are complex and often delayed by politics and economics. 3. Stay engaged. Pressure from the public matters. Iraq's people have the power to demand reforms and accountability. Conclusion. A nation at the crossroads. Iraq stands on the brink of transformation. Whether the country embraces reform or continues on a path of dysfunction will determine not only the fate of the dinar, but also the future of its people. The RV is more than just an economic shift. It's a symbol of what Iraq can become. Thank you for staying informed. If this article gave you new insights, share it with fellow investors, and stay tuned for more updates. The story isn't over, it's just beginning.